Welcome to Grief Untangled, where we discover how to support and strengthen bonds during trying times. I want to congratulate you for taking this first step. It shows tremendous courage, and it tells me that you have already a lot of empathy and compassion. I truly believe that most people, if not all, actually want to support and help others. Unfortunately, most people fail to take any action. We tell ourselves that it's the thought that counts. As long as our intentions are pure. Well, nobody can be in your head. Nobody knows what you're thinking. And when it comes to pure intentions, I want to tell you a little story. A couple of weeks ago, my 4-year-old son was upstairs in his bedroom, and I was downstairs in the living room. And all I could hear was a lot of loud noises, banging and thumping. And eventually, I figured I had to go upstairs and have a look. I was actually worried he was going to tear the house down. So I go upstairs, I go into his bedroom, and the sight shocked me. Not only had he gathered everything that he had in his room, he'd gone out to the living room outside and grabbed all the stuff from there and pulled into his room as well. And he just stuffed it all up in a big pile in the corner. And I looked at it and I was thinking to myself, oh my God, what the hell have you done? And as I looked over on him, he looked back at me with a big smile on his face. I said, what have you done? And as he grins, he goes, I built a basement. Now this is a little funny story, but it proves the point that what we perceive is not always reflective of the intention of the other person. I saw a mess. I saw my son creating a massive mess that I would have to help him tidy up. And I couldn't understand it. He saw creation. This course is created for you who actually wants to give true support. By taking this course, you'll be able to bridge the gap between your intentions and the support you actually give. My name is Tanya, and rather than tell you my accolades, I want to tell you why I created this course. You see, February 2018, my life as I knew it ended. I was away on a business trip when I received the worst phone call of my life. It was my husband, and through his crying, he told me that our youngest daughter had passed away. I had to get home as fast as I could. That trip home consisted of 2 to 3 hours of driving, getting to the airport, finding a flight, waiting around, and then an hour flight home, getting hold of a taxi, and going to the hospital. That trip was a journey through hell for me. The one thing that kept going through my mind, my desperate mind, was that if I can just make it home before the autopsy, I can lift my daughter up and hold her in my arms, and my mama love will bring her back to life. Now I know, and I knew then that that wasn't reasonable, but I needed to hold on to something. I needed to grasp onto that sliver of hope in order to keep my head above the water and stay afloat. Now, I fail to imagine that journey being anything other than incredibly hard. But the fact is, it was made so much worse than it had to be due to the lack of understanding and support from any of the people that I encountered on the way. As I was rushing around trying to find a flight, people were avoiding me. I couldn't find help anywhere. People looked at me as if I was some kind of crazy person. And even when I explained my situation, people pulled away. I was actually even almost thrown out of the airport by security because by crying, I was creating a scene. Now, I would love to say that once I got home and reunited with my family and my loved ones, that everything got much better. But of course it didn't. I was in such a vulnerable, horrible state. And although I'm extremely fortunate and have a lot of family and friends that truly love me and truly wanted to support me, they didn't know how. And I couldn't tell them. First off, I actually didn't know what I needed and wanted. But even if I did, I didn't have the strength to convey that information. If you've ever found yourself in a situation where you feel or felt that you failed in order to support someone, I want you to know that it's not your fault and you're not alone. most of us haven't been taught how to give true, effective support. Most of us aren't even used to talking about subjects like death and grief. I don't blame any of the people I encountered on my journey from shying away from me. I'm sure I looked like a crazy person, but I needed support. And by pulling away, they made my life worse. They magnified the pain. Now here's the good news. What you'll learn in this course, the skills and the techniques, will make you better at supporting anyone than about 80% of the people around you. You will learn actionable tools that you can use to effectively help support the people around you immediately. So how can you get the most out of this course? Well, the course is set up with 9 modules. Each module is divided into 3, some 2 lessons. And each lesson consists of a short 2 to 10 minute video and a section in the workbook that you'll find below this video. Now, each lesson is set up to build upon the next. So I strongly recommend you to follow them in order. Now, this course is yours and you can absolutely follow it at your own pace. However, I do recommend that you implement it as a daily action. The way that you will have the best chance of success with this course is by setting aside about 20 minutes a day so that you can not only watch the video, but also take action by going into the workbook and connecting with the Facebook group, thereby solidifying what you've learned so that you don't just forget it. And this course is yours for life, and you're more than welcome to come back to it and revisit episodes as you wish. However, I encourage you to schedule it, put it into your calendar right now so that you can utilize the momentum, because what you schedule gets done. I also recommend utilizing something that's often called habit stacking, which means that you take a new habit and you stack it on top of an already established habit, thereby making it much easier to implement into your life. This could look like maybe scheduling to do the course while you're having your morning coffee, or maybe doing it if you have extra time during your lunch break. I like to implement my own learning during my morning coffee or while I'm out for a walk with my dogs. Those are habits that I'm already doing, and I'm just putting another action on top of it. Just make sure that it's not something that's too taxing so that you can actually pay attention and really embrace the learnings. Now, I have to tell you that there are going to be hurdles along the way. There are going to be days where you don't feel like doing the course. There might be days where you feel you don't have time. You might tell yourself, I'm too busy, I can't do this. Again, that's why you schedule it. Put it into your schedule. Allocate dedicated time to your learning, because what you schedule gets done. Other days, you might find yourself resisting. Maybe you feel overloaded, overwhelmed. Maybe certain lessons trigger you and it feels uncomfortable. But I encourage you to push through. Tap into your resilience and remember your why. When you feel this resistance inside of you, reflect on why you're doing this. And if you need extra help to keep you on course, reach out to somebody in the Facebook group for accountability. Lean on each other. We will go more into the details of how to use the Facebook group in the next video. But know that you will have a community there of like-minded souls. And you can start by supporting each other. Again, I really want to applaud you for starting on this journey with me. But before you dive into the course, I'd like you to take a moment to reflect on your intention. Write it down so that you can use that as your North Star to keep you on track. And then go into the pre-course assessment, which is listed below, and fill that out. This assessment will come again as a post-course assessment. And I really, really encourage you to fill this out because it will give you a way to measure your growth and your achievements. So do that now, and I will see you in the next lesson.